Now before we get started checking out the 2020 Titan, we just wanted to quickly apologize for the audio issues that we had with this particular video. It required us to be off camera for a little bit less time than we usually are, but we were able to salvage what we were able to salvage, and we hope you'll bear with us and our next video should return to normal service. The full-size pickup truck segment is the most important in the entire United States. You've got the Ford F-150, the best-selling truck in America, the Ram 1500, the Chevrolet Silverado 1500, the GMC Sierra 1500, and the Toyota Tundra. And then once you get beyond all of those, you have this, the Nissan Titan. Now, Nissan is obviously not happy that its full-size truck is the 6th best-selling in America, which is why the truck has been given a facelift for the 2020 model year. We've got a simplified lineup with fewer cab styles. We've got a standard V8 engine under the hood and a 9-speed automatic transmission that's new with some new technology inside as well. Let's go see if this facelifted Titan is enough to dethrone the American giants in this segment. So let's hop inside the Titan and see what Nissan has changed here for the 2020 model year. There are some changes, minor ones, be it inside the interior here, starting with this 9-inch touchscreen. Now, the absolute base model of the 2020 Titan is going to have an 8-inch touchscreen, but pretty much all of the other ones are going to have this 9-inch screen. It's still enough for Nissan to say that they have the largest, like, standard touchscreen of any pickup truck, even with that 8-incher. Now, this 9-inch screen is very similar in style to what you'll find in a lot of other current Nissan products right now, although obviously the size is a lot larger. It's very glossy. You have like a black gloss surrounding it as well. I think it looks very nice, very clear, very crisp. It's very responsive. You've got nice map quality as well. If I come over here to the navigation, now you also get Android Auto and Apple CarPlay on this as well. Now I will say that the actual screen itself and everything surrounding it looks just a little bit different than everything else in the cabins, because there's no gloss black anywhere else. It's all matte black. So that's a little bit weird that it just looks a little different. The rest of the center stack are these kind of big SUV-like buttons. We've got big chunky controls for our climate control. We have our parking sensors, heated steering wheel because we have a little bit of a nicer truck here. I've got my tow controls down here for my trailer brake. I've got a USB and a USB-C here. We have heated seats on this SL trim. We don't have the top trim, which is the Platinum Reserve. So this is the second from the top trim, which means we have a lot of really nice options, but not all of the best options. We do have keyless entry. This is a 4-wheel drive truck, partial 4-wheel drive. You can also get rear-wheel drive as well. People who like a big, chunky column shifter are going to love this one. It's very easy because it only has PRND. It doesn't have like any extra cogs to it, so it's real easy to just slam it down into D. We've got our tow mode here on the button. You can also control the gears on the 9-speed automatic transmission. We also have a like $500-ish towing package. Gets us these bigger towing mirrors, so that's going to be helpful if you're towing. Over here in the gauges, just 2 simple gauge clusters, but we do have a very nice helper display in the middle where you can get all sorts of information. So that's pretty nice as well. And I will say that I do like this center stack. We've got lots of storage, as you'd expect from a pickup truck. A little bit of storage here. We've got some storage here on the sides of the center console. We've got cup holders down here. Of course, we have our cup holders here. We have this unique tray here, very similar to what you get on the Ram 1500 in the center console. It works very well for phones. You can kind of sit your phone right here and it kind of just squeezes in and holds it tight. I can also put it vertically if I want to have it like that. And you can wire cables through it because there's like holes at the bottom here. So that's very useful. And if you want that a little closer to you, this is removable. So you just kind of yank this off and this comes out. So as you can see here, you can like wire things down below it. So then I can take out my cup holders. That's removable as well. So I have a lot of storage here now. I can put the cup holders up here should I want them further out and I want my phone to be a little closer to me. I can put that here. That's pretty good. And of course, like most pickup trucks, we have a massive center console with some pencil holders, some more removable storage as well. Now, comfort-wise, these are Nissan's zero-gravity seats, as I mentioned, heated, not ventilated. They are pretty comfortable. I think the ones in the Ram and the ones in like the top F-150s are a little nicer because you can't get like massage seats or anything crazy like that in here. We do have our Fender audio system that comes standard on the SL trim. 12-speaker audio, sounds pretty good as well. And we do have an optional, we have one big option on this truck, which is the $1,500 panoramic roof. I think it really lights up the cabin, makes it feel a little fresher in here, so I would definitely opt for that. And in terms of materials, I would say things are good in here, not top level of the class. We've got pretty soft materials, some hard plastics. Occasionally, you know, you're gonna find that in a truck. Dashboard is nice and soft. The leather is nice and soft as well. So I'm gonna give Nissan an okay on the interior, but I would not call it class leading. Now you can get the Titan as either a king cab or a crew cab. We have the optional crew cab, which is the 4-door model, giving us slightly more legroom, about 38 inches of it in the back. You can also lift the seats up to create a flat load surface, which is useful when you're loading items back there. But the Titan is far from the largest truck in the back seat. We've been in ones that have well over 40 inches of rear legroom, and you can only get one of two bed sizes. You get a standard 5.5-foot bed on the crew cab model, and if you get the smaller king cab model, you do get a 6.5-foot bed. The only way to get a 6.5-foot bed with the crew cab is to opt for the Titan XD, which is longer, taller, and has a unique frame. All right, so let's get the 2020 facelifted Nissan Titan out on the road, and there are several mechanical changes that we should note on this 2020 facelifted model. First is that there is no diesel anymore. The XD no longer has the Cummins diesel engine. There are no other engine options aside from one, a standard 5.6 liter endurance V8. It's the only engine you can get in one of these, which gives Nissan the ability to say that they have class-leading V8 horsepower, because all the other manufacturers offer a V8 that's less powerful than this, and since this is a standard V8 engine with 400 horsepower and 413 pound-feet of torque, gives Nissan the clout to say that, although you do have to put premium gasoline in to get that full 400 horsepower, so it is worth noting that. Now, that V8 engine is mated to a new 9-speed automatic transmission that replaces the old 7-speed that's been around for ages. 9-speed is good. Really like this transmission. It's very smooth. It shifts quickly. I'm going to go ahead and put my foot down now. There we go. Immediately downshifted. It downshifted once, you know, for a good bit of acceleration. Then it really downshifted again, giving me all the power I could ever need. So in terms of driving this car normally, we don't have anything in the bed right now. 9-speed is great, very smooth, very quiet. We did do a little bit of hauling the other day, moving some stuff, nothing crazy, but the 9-speed, again, was very smooth, very precise even then. Now, unfortunately, that 9-speed automatic transmission isn't going to help us much with fuel economy, because it seems that the EPA ratings really haven't changed much from last year's model. You're still going to get 15 mpg in the city, 21 on the highway, and 18 mpg combined. Now, we were doing a lot of stop and go, like moving stuff, leaving the truck running for long periods of time, so I'm only averaging 13 mpg right now. Although, I have noted that if you drive this truck carefully, I think you can probably do better than that 21 mpg number. I think that's a little bit conservative. Now, the maximum tow rating, which is not necessarily the tow rating of the model we have, is a little over 9,300 pounds, and the payload capacity is about 1,800 pounds. Those aren't class leading by any circumstances. There are definitely more capable trucks out there. Although the fact that Nissan is offering this truck with a standard V8 is pretty nice. It means that you're going to be getting a capable truck no matter what, even if you only opt for a base Titan. Now, we've also got the standard suite of Nissan Safety Shield 360. Now that's going to give us a ton of safety tech, some of which is optional, but a lot of which is standard. You're going to get automatic emergency braking, blind spot monitoring standing, that's pretty standard, that's pretty good. Rear cross traffic alert, lane departure warning, all of that as standard. That's pretty good. Now our truck obviously has a few optional extras. We have adaptive cruise control in this truck, which does bring you all the way down to a stop. That's really impressive in a full-size truck because not all of them do that. We also have that 360 camera, as I showed you earlier. So, and the ride and everything like that is very comfortable as well. It's not as comfortable as like the most luxurious trucks, maybe like a Ram 1500 Limited with the air suspension, but the ride in here is very good. You can get the Titan XD, which shares a cab with this, but it's a little longer. That's the one that's going to let you get that longer bed. It also has a stronger frame that is going to allow for more towing. So if you need the extra towing capacity, you're probably going to want to opt for the Titan XD. Now let's talk about how this truck rides and drives. I already said that the ride comfort is pretty good, not too jarring. The steering is very heavy to me. When I first stepped into it, it lightens up when you're on the move. So I'm going around some corners now, and the steering lightens up just fine. It's not like too cumbersome to drive. The heavy steering really comes into play when you're trying to park this truck, because it has the cameras, which makes it very easy to park without bumping into stuff. But you really just have to do a lot of tugging at the wheel at slow speeds. This has been a problem in multiple Nissan cars that I've driven. The Pathfinder and the Murano both had this issue. And I think it's an issue of a bygone era for Nissan because, again, this is a facelifted truck, not an all-new model. All of the all-new Nissans that I've driven, the Versa, the Sentra, the Altima, none of those have this very heavy steering. So other than that, I think the steering should be fine, but parking might be a little tricky. The V8 engine, I will say, is a very good one. I don't think it's my favorite V8 on the market. I think GM's 6.2 liter is just a little bit gutsier than this, but it's definitely better with the 9-speed automatic than Toyota's V8. It just feels smoother. The shift points are better. So I would say that this is probably a close competitor to the Tundra, the Toyota Tundra, but I'm just not sure if in any area it just stands out more than the American trucks. So that was the 2020 Nissan Titan. I do like the facelift, what they've done in the front end of this car. I think it looks more attractive than before. The engine is pretty good with 400 horsepower, and the 9-speed automatic is very smooth as well. The interior updates are good. I like the infotainment on the inside, but there are still some nods to old Nissan here. The steering is really heavy, the ride is just okay, and the interior, while this is a nicer version of the Titan, I've been in trucks that feel far more premium than this for about $60,000, and I just don't think that there's one specific area where the Titan shines above any of the other competitors. I think that it maybe makes a strong play against the Toyota Tundra, which is now getting very old and is long due for a replacement, but the American trucks are going to offer larger incentives and effectively pull the price to lower than what the Titan is going to be. And for that reason, I think that even with this facelift, the 2020 Nissan Titan is a bit of a tough sell.